Today, my dad's gonna show us how a master chef turns a simple weeknight dish into a gourmet meal.
洋蔥雞扒
Pan-fried chicken breast. It's literally the best chicken breast I've ever had.
Cheers!
So get ready because this video is packed with simple tips and techniques you can use to level up your cooking right away. Starting with how to create a light chicken brine.
而家咧，我就將啲水擺啲水上去，鹽咧就俾個茶匙嘅鹽上去，少少地鹽上去，將佢攪勻啲鹽之後咧，就將個雞肉擺上嚟入邊，咁樣浸個面佢。
As you may have guessed, this technique is called brining, where you submerge proteins like chicken or pork in a saltwater solution. The salt will raise the chicken's moisture content through osmosis, and it'll help break down some of the proteins in the chicken, which will then enhance its flavor, tenderness, and juiciness. My dad also says that it can help remove odors from your freezer or refrigerator. Here we're using about a pound of chicken breast, submerged in a solution of 1 teaspoon of salt and about 2 cups of water. You can play with this ratio, but my dad is roughly using a 1% salt solution, which is on the lighter side compared to other chicken brine recipes. You'll want to let the meat soak for at least 30 minutes to an hour. Generally, the longer the better, but don't go more than 24 hours, especially if you're using a stronger brine. After brining, we'll move on to cutting our chicken.
嗱，我哋睇下大家，逢係肉都有紋嘅，嗱，睇到嘛？啲紋係咁，所以咧我都要橫紋切，我呢度係咁樣翻去切開佢。
Cut your chicken into roughly 3 equal pieces while cutting against the grain.
睇你咁啊，我哋咧就咁樣切，切咧就斜斜地切。
Next, my dad slices the chicken at an angle, going along the grain to create 1-inch thick chicken cutlets.
呢啲都係，一係就係咁樣斜斜地切。
If you want to learn how to cut twice as fast and prevent injuries, we have a free 6-minute video lesson for you. Click the link in our description or scan the QR code to access it for free.
呢度咧就切2塊夠啦，嗱 ，OK， 切到之後咧，用個刀背拍一拍佢。
After, using the spine of your knife, tenderize both sides of your chicken.
食嘅時候咧，佢就唔會咁硬啦，知啦。
When would you use chicken breast over chicken thigh?
你睇你，我想食雞髀肉就雞髀肉，想雞胸肉就雞胸肉。有啲人咧就嫌啲雞胸肉係乾啲硬啲，雞髀肉咧就冇咁硬，滑啲，就咁硬啲咁嘅意思。但係佢有佢嘅好食法，但係雞胸肉咧做得唔好，佢就會乾又硬。 啊，雞髀肉咧就唔會有咁嘅情況。雞髀肉你求其點樣做，佢都係唔會話乾又硬嘅。但係雞胸肉咧，你做得唔好咧，佢就乾又硬。拍好之後咧，你就開啲水嚟醃個雞肉咯喎。
Now that the chicken is tenderized, we'll set it aside while we prepare our marinade. In a mixing bowl, add 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce, 2 teaspoons of light soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of cooking wine, 1 teaspoon of sugar, half a teaspoon of salt, a quarter teaspoon of white pepper, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, 1 tablespoon of water, and lastly, half an ounce of grated ginger.
仲有俾啲薑係切蓉。
Watch as my dad turns his ginger into a paste with just his knife. He starts by slicing half an ounce of ginger into thin slices. Then, using a slap and pull motion with his knife, he pulverizes the ginger. Finally, he'll do a quick mince just to make sure to cut any remaining fibrous pieces. We have all of these ingredients listed on our blog at madewithlau.com, along with step-by-step instructions and video clips to guide you as you make the recipe at home.
俾蓉菜咁多料之後咧，攪勻佢，將個菠蘿嘢攪勻佢，將嗰啲肉菠蘿擺晒落嚟。 手揦勻佢，撈勻佢得啦。
Toss your chicken in the marinade. Can you marinate a lot of chicken breast, freeze it, and then cook it in batches?
醃定得就得，不過就冇咁好咯。因為你入過 freezer 之後咧，拎出嚟咧，佢話要瀉水嘅。freezer 攞出嚟，佢就啲冰㗎嘛，好似啲冰凍咗之後，佢咪嗰啲冰咪溶水變成化成水咯。 再拎出嚟煎嘅時候咧，就後果就冇咁好啦。
Next, we'll cut our aromatics. As some of these aromatics won't be cooked for too long, we'll be using a different cutting board since we are just working with raw chicken.
呢個俾半個洋葱就夠啦。 切絲一條條。
This is subtle, but when my dad cuts onions into strips, he cuts along the grain, or top to root, to help the strips stay intact. If you cut against the grain, not only will the strips fall apart more easily, but you'll also be more likely to cry as you'll be breaking more cell walls by cutting in this way.
紅洋葱半個夠啦。切好啲菜配料之後咧，就仲要搞一個最尾個 sauce 上嚟。蠔油咧個湯匙，生抽係2個茶匙，呢個係糖2個茶匙，雞粉咧就1個茶匙就夠啦。生粉係1個茶匙，用3個湯匙嘅水，就俾個湯匙嘅汁走上去。好啦，咁足夠啦。而家嚟夠呢個粉先，生粉呢度擺喺呢度。
On a plate, we'll place about 2 to 3 tablespoons of cornstarch, which we'll use to coat our chicken to lock in the moisture.
咁攬執佢，攬乾粉佢，攬乾粉就咩嗰下咧，煎咗上嚟咧，佢亦將入邊嗰啲汁封咗入邊。
After dredging all of our chicken, we'll get ready to pan fry our cutlets.
材料整好晒，備好晒，而家開始煎開大火。
Today we're using a stainless steel pan, but if you're using a non-stick pan at home, start with oil in the pan.
除咗嗰啲唔黐鑊嗰啲鑊之外咧，你燒到隻鑊夠熱，咁先好落油。睇到而家開始佢底下已經係轉色㗎啦，你隻手俾落去已經係覺得佢熱啦。好啦，咁就俾油，咧我今日咧煎嘢咧就俾多少少油嗰啲，我俾3個安士油上去。跟住之後咧，你就閂慢火咯喎，要閂慢火佢。
Now that your oil is hot, start by laying your cutlets one at a time. Fry on one side for about 3 minutes.
啱啱好啦，啱啱好。等佢煎到個底開始轉黃色啊，你就咩啦？佢先落嗰啲金黃色咯，係嘛？
Once a golden crust is formed, flip your cutlets and fry for another minute.
兩邊都黃晒啦，得啦，已經得晒啦。
Next, add your white onions and spread them out.
將翻慢火啲佢。
Then add your red onions, but remember to save some for garnish. After, pour 1 teaspoon of cooking wine in the pan and cover for 30 seconds. Here, the cooking wine plays an important role. It binds to alcohol-soluble flavor compounds that would otherwise prefer to stay in the background. When we add it to the marinade, alcohol carries and infuses oil-soluble and water-soluble flavors that don't naturally want to mix. It also helps to counteract possible gaminess in fish and meat. When we add it during the cooking process, the alcohol increases the release of aromatic molecules, enhancing the sensory experience of the dish. We apply both techniques in this recipe for maximum impact. If you omit the cooking wine, the chicken will still taste amazing. You'll miss out on these effects of using alcohol, but you can use water or any kind of broth in the last steaming step to at least get the effects of the steam cooking.
蒸完酒之後咧，就落嗰啲sauce上去咯。
Lastly, we'll add our sauce mixture over our chicken.
好啦，燒咗佢。
Agitate and move your chicken around to ensure it gets coated in the sauce. In total, my dad cooked the chicken on low to medium heat for about 3 minutes on the first side, then 3 minutes on the second side as he added the other ingredients. To be safe, we want the chicken breast to be at 165 degrees Fahrenheit in the center, but due to carryover cooking, we can stop cooking when they're at 160 degrees Fahrenheit to get the most tender chicken breast. Finally, we'll add 1 teaspoon of sesame oil and the rest of the red onions.
好啦，而家俾埋啲紅洋葱上去。
To plate, my dad starts with the chicken, then tops it all off with the onions.
好，朋友們，洋葱雞扒煎好咗，希望大家中意。紅雞妹妹落嚟吃雞扒咯，係嘛
？YouTube thinks you'll like this recipe next. Let's see if they're right. A huge thank you to our walk stars and all of our chefs in the CANTO Cooking Club.